guys, it's Hans here with Anglers Covey. Welcome back to another tips and tricks episode. Today we're going to be going over what it looks like when a fish eats your fly while you're Euro nymphing. So I get a lot of questions in the shop of people asking what it looks like in your cider when a fish eats your fly. Like, what is it that tells you to set the hook? So today I'm going to do my best to try to get a fish to eat while we're filming here and see if we can't capture that on video and kind of answer some of those questions. Real quick about my setup, I'm using a 10.5 foot 3-weight Sage ESN here and a Reddington tilt reel. I've got a Rio Euro nymphing line on it, and then I've attached Maxima Chameleon in 4-pound, about 18 feet for my leader, and then about 3 feet or so of Rio two-tone indicator material in 4X to a tippet ring. And then off the tippet ring, I've got about 5 feet to my anchor fly, which is going to be my point fly. Okay, so my point fly, we're using Lance Egan's Red Dart here with a 3.5 millimeter tungsten bead, a jig bomb. About a foot above it, I've got a prototype PMD nymph. And then about another foot above that, I've got a black RS2 variant. So we're gonna run these flies through this seam over here right in front of this rock and see if we can pick up a fish. Okay, so we're gonna start by running the seam right in front of this rock here. We're just looking for some subtle stops in the cider. I'm going to be setting on anything that I could think is possibly a fish. Which means lots of casting, lots of repetition. That's kind of an advantage you get over suspender nymphing, is I get a lot more drifts in the amount of time someone with an indicator rig would get. It's a little difficult picking up your cider with this glare on the water. There we go. Just a small little stop in the cider is all it was. Looks like he took that PMD nymph that I have. Got a little prototype, little guy here. See if we can get him out real quick. Whoop. Little brownie for us. All right, so we just caught that fish right out of this seam here. Now, looking back at that video, you'll notice I had a very shallow angle on my cider, fairly horizontal. And that's because I'm rocking 5 to 6 feet of tippet from my cider to my flies here, and it's not super deep, so keeping that shallow angle on my cider kind of keeps my drags from hanging up on, or keeps my flies, from hanging up on bottom. All right, I just saw another fish eating here. He ate something close to the top, so I don't know if we'll get him, but we're gonna try. Okay. Okay, we're going right in his lane right now. He did not take. Come on, guy. Felt something there. That was just bottom. Missed one. kind of behind this closer boulder. Run a couple drifts here. There we go. All right, looks like a little brown trout. Well, maybe not, maybe a rainbow. Yes, beautiful. All right, he took the RS2. Awesome. Okay. Lovely. Give you guys a quick view of this pretty guy. Beautiful little rainbow there. Well, thanks, buddy. We'll see you next time. All right, so I was gonna move my way over to the far seam behind this rock in the middle of the river. I just spotted a couple more fish right where we pulled these other two from, so we're gonna run our flies here a couple more times. These fish are sitting a little higher in the water column, so I don't know if they're gonna take these nymphs, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna start by just lobbing everything downstream, making sure I'm tight, and then flip right upstream. I'm right in that weird cushiony water right now, behind that rock. I want to be a little further into the moving water. There we go. There we go. That was beautiful. I really hope you saw that. That was a great take. This is a good fish. I'm gonna have to move down with him a little bit. There was a great jump in the cider on that one. That was very prominent. He's digging deep. I see his buddy over there too. Man, he's got his head straight down. Oh, something weird happened. He was wrapped. Woohoo! Okay. He's up and around. Okay, we're moving. He's moving, we're moving. All right. I am fishing 6X here, so I don't want to pull too hard. The 6X is strictly for getting those flies down quickly. Certainly don't need 6X at this time of year, but it's all about the sink rate for me. I am struggling a little bit here. He is in some fast water. Okay, and now he's by this rock. See if we can pull him up. I'm not sure if I still have him. Or if he hung me up. No, it's moving. There's still a fish there. Still got a fish there. Golly. He's under the rock. I can't get him. All right. This is a tricky situation here. Okay. Got him out from that rock at least. Okay. Going to the rock again. Okay, I see what happened here. This is rough. I don't got a way to get to this fish. He's gonna get off. I still see him. He's still on. This is ridiculous. All right, buddy, you gotta be getting tired. And there he goes downstream. He's gone. There's no way. Whew. That fish, what happened? I hooked a rainbow. The rainbow was diving down and my anchor fly hooked it into the dorsal fin of a brown trout. And then that brown trout took off, and that's what happened. Because that anchor fly hooked into the dorsal fin of a brown trout, it gave the rainbow leverage. The rainbow spit the hook, and then I was fighting that brown trout like crazy. Golly, that was exhilarating. Looks like he broke us off. Okay, so we've pulled a couple fish out of this close seam. We're gonna try the other side of this rock here in the middle of the river now and see if we can't pick up a couple fish there. Then gonna flop everything downstream just to get a little bit of tension and then go with a cast. Okay, I'm again in that cushion right behind that rock, so I'm just gonna bring my stuff downstream, launch more in the moving water. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm gonna try to get our cast a little bit further. See if we can sink it a little quicker up at the beginning of this run here. I'm actually pulling my flies right now very slowly because of that cushion behind the rock. I landed them in. Oh, all right, I just spotted a fish right kind of where we were fishing. Let's see if we can run this again in his lane. There we go. Whoa! It's slick. Oh, and he got off. That was a pretty rainbow. Sometimes the fish win. Super hard to track the sider at this distance. I got there that time, but that is tricky to get a cast in. Tricky to see my cider. There we go. Oh, that was a fish. I saw the flash. There we go. Beautiful. Got a brown. He was sitting right at the tail out. And this, I knew there was going to be a fish there. Hello, Mr. Brown. Looks like he took the black RS2. See if we can get him over behind this rock. That would be helpful. In some slower water here. There we go. Gorgeous. Okay, flies are out. Let's make sure we're not going to lose the rod. That's key. Absolutely key. There we go. All right. Let's give you guys a view of this brown here. Beautiful little guy. Gorgeous little brown trout. Whoop. See you, buddy. All right, guys, well, I would call that a fairly successful outing. I hope that we were able to capture some of those eats on take so that you can really see what detecting a strike on a Euro rig is, you know. And you'll notice on a lot of those, it was not much more than the cider was moving downstream and then all of a sudden it just stopped going down current. That'll happen when you hit a rock. I am gonna set the hook every single time. And if it's not a fish, I just recast. On one of those, I think you'll see a very prominent eat where you can actually see the cider jump upstream twice. Those ones are very obvious. But something I really want to get across here is if you are detecting strikes via feel, then you're missing a lot of fish, because I see the strike happen before I feel anything happen 90+% of the time. So if you have any questions on anything we went over today, feel free to come in Anglers Covey. I'm there very often, and I'm always more than happy to answer any questions you have and help you get rigged up for Euro nymphing. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.